Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Games from Almost in Full Color. Today I wanted to do a quick video testing Stadia out over the T-Mobile 5G network. I've recently just upgraded my phone to the new iPhone 12 Pro Max and thought it would be a great time to actually test out this. Now the things I'll be looking for here is any increased input lag, also any increased lag overall while playing the game as compared to being at home on a more dedicated traditional internet source via Wi-Fi or hardwired in. So with that being said, let's go ahead and run the test. For anyone wondering, I'll be using the Cloudy app to play Stadia on the iPhone, since that app still supports connecting a controller via Bluetooth. That app is not actually on the Apple App Store, so there'll be a link below in the description on how to get that on your phone if you want to. As you can see, the download speed is actually really good, almost 140 down. Our upload speed is actually lagging behind at around 8 or 9. Normally we would get around 55 or 60, but since we only have 2 bars of 5G, I assume this is why we're getting a lower reading on the upload side. But even with the lower upload speeds, our download speeds are well past what Google recommends in order to play Stadia in the various resolutions, whether that's 720p, 1080p, or actual 4K gaming. So I actually don't anticipate any issues moving forward with this. So we'll go ahead and launch the Cloudy app and play a game on Stadia. I'm actually going to play Destiny 2 for this test. I wanted to keep the controller on screen just so everyone could actually see with their own eyes if they notice any increased input lag over their times playing with Stadia, or maybe just in comparison to consoles. I don't normally compare any of this input lag towards PC gaming, obviously, because I feel like they look for a different level of precision over maybe a console gamer when it comes to input latency. Now, one thing I do want to mention in case someone actually notices this is you may see that when I'm moving the left analog stick in order to move the cursor around in Destiny in order to select things, that it might be some perceivable input lag as the cursor actually moves a little bit behind when I actually move the analog stick. Now this isn't actually any input latency on Stadia's part, as you also get that same feeling from when you're playing console. For whatever reason, the cursor just slightly lags behind the actual input, but you don't feel any of this input latency either on console or Stadia when you're actually playing the game and those inputs are controlling your character. So we'll actually go ahead and jump into Europa just so you guys can get a feel for how the game actually plays over the 5G network. So far, I actually haven't noticed any differences or any discernible difference between playing at home on my actual Wi-Fi or hardwired network provided by my ISP as to what I'm getting over the T-Mobile 5G network. Just to let you know, I do not have any data caps on T-Mobile at this time, so I'm not really worried about data from that standpoint or using up too much data. Also, the iPhone is only a 1080p screen, so I'm not worried about 4K data at this time either. So that would be something that you might want to keep an eye on depending on who your service provider is. If they also access the 5G network, they may also have a data cap or maybe a data overage penalty like throttling. So you just want to kind of keep an eye on that if that pertains to you. Controlling the character, I actually don't feel any difference between if I was playing at home on Stadia via the Chromecast or through the browser on my laptop, actually using the Stadia controller as well. This plays really well considering it's over Bluetooth and it's not using the Stadia controller, which we all know sends those inputs through Wi-Fi, so it actually eliminates a couple of those hops that Bluetooth obviously has to go through. But also, I actually play Destiny on console. Right now I'm playing it via the Xbox Series S, and I don't notice any difference between playing it on Stadia via the cellular network or playing it on the Xbox Series S. So that really kind of attests to how great the 5G network is, especially when you're doing something as data intensive and as straining on your bandwidth as playing a top tier AAA game over your cell phone internet. Now, the main reason I actually wanted to run this test was because in old videos, I spoke to the actual future of cloud gaming and how I've seen it improving over time as a lot of the dependencies that cloud gaming depends on would actually mature and get better as technology moves forward. Obviously, the main dependency for cloud gaming is your internet service provider or the speed or bandwidth that you get from them. Now, we all know that we can play at home hardwired, especially if you have a good internet connection. And you also can utilize a Wi-Fi if you're close enough to your router or you have a powerful router that can get a strong signal out throughout your house. But cloud gaming is actually its main draw is being able to play these games anywhere. And now, of course, you can play over mobile, but you are always dependent on a good Wi-Fi connection to wherever you are at in the outside world in order to actually play these games successfully. And if you ask me, especially from tests that I did over the 4G LTE network for T-Mobile, that speed never really sufficed for being able to actually play anywhere. But now that T-Mobile has rolled out their 5G network, it's really showing that now these games actually have the ability to be played anywhere that you can connect to the 5G network. Obviously 5G is not everywhere, but 5G actually gives you a broader scope of being able to play these games because now you don't have to depend as much on Wi-Fi, which is not readily available as the 5G network. But the 5G network is actually in a lot of places right now. Speaking for T-Mobile, my area is actually pretty rural, so I was actually shocked that we were even able to get on the 5G network in general. And I've been getting some great speeds in my hometown, so that's really good. It speaks to how fast they've rolled out the 5G network, so I can only imagine the scope they will have given them another 1 to 2 years. And just using this will actually help these cloud gaming providers actually be able to realize that promise of telling consumers, if you use this service, you can reach back and play your games no matter where you are. If you're waiting for a bus, if you're sitting in a doctor's office, no matter what you're doing, as long as you have connection to the 5G network, you can play your games. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let this strike play out so you guys can see how the gameplay did the entire time. But if you like this content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to catch some more stuff from me and the other guys on the Almost a Full Color channel. Please hit the bell as well so that you get those notifications when our new videos drop. And as always, we thank you for all the support that you've given the channel. But with that being said, I'm out.